It began with a petty act that would have catastrophic consequences. Karen, the infamous HOA troublemaker, decided to drain my rain tanks, thinking it was a harmless way to assert control over my property. She had no idea what she was doing or the domino effect her actions would trigger. I first noticed the problem when my garden irrigation system failed, followed quickly by reports from neighbors that community gardens and shared plots were drying up. First, I was calm. I documented everything, capturing photos and videos of the drained tanks and the resulting impact on the surrounding land. Karen's arrogance had finally given me an undeniable record of trespass and interference. But then the ripple effect became apparent. By draining my rain tanks, she had disrupted the natural water flow to the entire neighborhood's community garden system. Crops were failing, soil was cracking, and water-dependent plants were wilting. Her small act of sabotage had doomed the community garden she so proudly tried to control. When I confronted Karen, she was shocked, not by my anger, but by the consequences she had unleashed. I didn't know," she stammered, her voice trembling. I let her words hang in the air as I calmly explained how her actions violated multiple property rights, environmental regulations, and community agreements. Every word hit like a hammer. Her ignorance was no excuse, and she now faced the full weight of responsibility. The HOA scrambled to assess the damage. Engineers and gardeners were brought in, trying to salvage what remained. But it was too late. The natural irrigation system that depended on my tanks had been disrupted beyond repair. Crops failed, soil eroded, and the once thriving community gardens now stood as a stark testament to Karen's interference. Her attempt at control had backfired spectacularly, leaving her in a position where she had to answer not just to me, but to the entire neighborhood and local authorities. I documented every step, from the initial drainage to the final assessment of damage, preparing a complete legal case. The HOA's claims were irrelevant. The law was clear, the evidence was undeniable, and Karen's actions had consequences far beyond what she could control. By the time the board realized the scope of the disaster, Karen was already facing lawsuits, fines, and public scrutiny. The community, once frustrated by her antics, now saw the full picture. Karen's reckless behavior had endangered the collective resources, yet the rightful property owner, me, remained calm, prepared, and fully in control. It was a dramatic reversal, a vivid lesson in the perils of underestimating someone who truly understands the power of ownership and responsibility. In the end, the gardens could be replanted, but the lesson was permanent. Karen learned, through failure, public humiliation, and undeniable legal authority, that meddling with someone else's property can have consequences far beyond imagination. My rain tanks, my land, and my stewardship of the community resources were untouchable. Karen's arrogance had not only failed, it had doomed her reputation and reinforced a simple truth. Trespassers who think they can manipulate the system will always find themselves on the losing end.